Alrighty, and we are back with a recording here of the wildest dumb game I've played in a while. Considering what league this is, this shouldn't surprise anybody, because this is Diamond and this is North America. But like, you know, this happens. But yeah, North America is actually known for this kind of shenanigans. When I show some European friends these kinds of games, they're like, "What the heck is NA?" I'm just like, shenanigans. Oh, rip. But I just do my normal scout, which is kind of funny considering this guy doesn't do anything, but like, you couldn't have known that was gonna happen. I think he actually was a random player. I think this guy actually... No, this guy was Terran. He did queue up his turn. He wasn't random. But, definitely a bit of a weird start, because I had to make sure he wasn't proxying, but also I think I just wanted to double check. I do that sometimes by accident. He tried to kill the one Reaper, but he didn't quite get it. I'm becoming a bit more eager to come out of the base and just see what happens, but it looks like his CC is much later, and he played a 1-1-1 off of a 1 base, which puts him behind, because there's a lot of pressure and emphasis on these units to do a lot. Oh, and he's supply block too. It's not great. Even in working counts, so nothing too significant yet. My units see this. And I build my second and third racks before my third CC this time. I try to mitigate what he could do by having tanks on the high ground with a Viking, but I don't fully realize that he's about to use Ravens, because I'm expecting something else, I guess. So I don't actually protect these very well. You'll watch as this happens. My Viking hits the Ravens 3 times before, or 5, well, a few times, but not enough to kill one, which is unfortunate, because he gains high ground vision now and he can kill the tanks for basically free. And I'm stuck in the situation where he's elevator pushing me. I am forced to evacuate the SUVs. The barracks almost dies. But because it's Ravens, not Vikings, I can just do this. He graciously doesn't kill, like... He does kill a few workers, 5, not too bad. But he doesn't get the second command center. And he doesn't know about the third one. Whereas for him, his third is only starting, and he's adding on 3 more barracks and another factory, so he's going up to a big bio army count, whereas I'm trying to play a bit more of a balanced army. That's a mistake to siege right there, because I just blocked myself. It's a mistake. But I'm definitely not fully aware that this is happening. I wouldn't know that. He has his double E base going, so he's definitely ahead of me in that regard, because for me, I only have the 1. So he will be ahead in upgrades for a long time. My stim is done for him though, which is very important. I don't think I can capitalize on it because I can't really attack him. But knowing that that's done and he couldn't have killed it later is good. I add on my second factory, second starport. My combat shields is very late here. This is not good. I don't actually notice this for a while, which is not good. The +1 attack and armor is coming up. I'm forgetting my armory, I think. Whereas for him, he has his +1 a bit closer than I do, But he does have the advantage of a Raven here, which has some abilities. The Viking count is not great though, so that's not the best thing in the world for him. Like even 4 here, like I definitely don't have a Viking count either, 3. But because he started with Ravens, it doesn't help. And we see this move out here. So here we have a handful of Marines. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 tanks. So this is a very scary army. This is 9 siege tanks. I definitely have a disadvantage here because of the way this plays. He has a lot more firepower. But as you can see, I immediately pull my SCVs. I pull the 3rd CC away. He does kill, so he's killed 14, so he actually hasn't killed that many in total. He jumps the one tank that is very far forward. I lose the Viking War, unfortunately. And I'm at 63 workers, and he's at 62, so he made us even, which is interesting. My 2-2, though, is very, delayed. It's not amazing to see because of that attack, and I definitely forgot the armory for a bit, which is not good. But at this point, I'm just trying to survive and not suffer some major repercussions. Like, the fact that I still have 70-something SCVs is still amazing for me. I'm still well in this game. I intend to take the space and not the space because this is more aggressive and I don't like what happens with the tank count here. So I decided to take the space, knowing that this is also a bit further away, but it is a bit dicey. And again, we have him moving on the map and just, it does look like he's F2ing a lot. So he comes in here, and I have a nice arc here. So as the tanks go off, I have this nice arc. These 2 tanks are slightly out of position, but this tank is here, and okay, these Marines shouldn't be here, but you know, this is not so they can come through. So it's just this arc of tanks. And he actually makes a mistake. He just stims in and just goes for it. I make the mistake of walking into him like an idiot. The Vikings was an attempt, and he's going to do the same thing to me here. And he's trying to basically use numbers right now. He's trying to use numbers. But I just pull the SCVs knowing he's sieged up so quickly. Again, 29 workers have died now, so in that fight he's killed 15 maybe. So, keeping in mind, I've killed almost nothing. He's killed 29. I'll show you the unit count. 67 to 70. This is actually somewhat of a not reference. This is a bit of a tell on how weird this game is going for him. Because right now, you know, his main is almost mined out, his natural is almost mined out, his 3rd is halfway there. He only has a 4th right now. Because I took my 3rd so late, or I got delayed, my 4th is still relatively new. And I also have a 4th CC on the way. Whereas he's trying to add on his 4th, 5th, and 6th. So I'm still a bit, behind momentum-wise, but in terms of unit count, I'm doing fine, because I have 70 workers, 70 plus. He will have 3-3 before me, for obvious reasons of his upgrades being faster. I try to take advantage of this tank spot, but I don't actually do this properly because I didn't realize he was behind me. And this is where he should have killed me. Losing all those tanks was so detrimental. He has 33 bio. He has the +2 on his tanks. He has every advantage going for him right now. He should have killed me. So this here, his push, if he had gone for it, would be killing me now. But because his biggest mistake being, he keeps stimming his units, which takes away 20 life. So all these units are in orange and red. Very few units are actually in green right now. Because of what his standing army is. So for myself, I think, okay, so if I can play Medivacs into him, because he has a limited Viking count, he's also going into Liberators as well, I'm thinking I can just out-sustain him in a fight. He goes for this base. I unfortunately am very out of position for this, so I don't get to defend this. I'm very out of position. He forces these barracks to move away, but because he sieges up the libs, he decides to move his bio in to try to defend them. Without Medivacs, this doesn't work. He can't do that because he has no sustain. There's nothing you can do about that. So I see that and I just unsiege, knowing that right now the advantage lies in my tank count. Yes, I have more, but also Oh, sorry, he has more tanks, but like knowing that I have the 17 Vikings and he has none. Liberators do not stand up to this well. I am lacking in the SCV count because I'm at 55, which is not great, but which is why I try to go for this. I make a major mistake walking into tank range. I land the Vikings here, and this kills all the tanks. So what is 6 or 7 tanks is now 1. I think he had 7. So what was 7 tanks is now nothing. That was his big deciding moment to defend those, and he needed to. Because obviously, it's not going to be easy breaking a PF. My Liberator gets way too close. It's a bit of a shame there. But I definitely made that game happen by killing all those tanks. Because the advantage he had was his bio count and his upgrades. But because he let it happen, he let me go for those tanks, he couldn't stand up to my army. Also, ignore what he types. This is not something I condone. But, biggest mistakes obviously being, like, not capitalizing on his advantages. You can see here, he still has advantages here. The upgrade here, this upgrade, I don't know why he has this. But he had major advantages. But he was never ahead in the economy. He almost never was. So that was probably his downfall. But, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.